Welcome back to Clay and Buck, everybody. Glenn Beck joins us now. He has the phenomenal Glenn Beck program on in the mornings on radio and syndication across the country. Blaze Media co-founder, many times over New York Times bestseller. His latest is actually his first young adult fiction novel, Chasing Embers, which we'll get to in a second. Glenn, always so fun to have you on. Thanks for joining.
No, it's great. Oh, it's always great. You're the best.
Oh man, I always tell him, like, this guy, Glenn, you saved me from business school, man. You saved me from being a Wall Street drone. I can't thank you enough.
I remember
you got to give the guy talent. He's like, you've never written anything.
What are you doing?
You've never done media. You've never done any of this before. I think you'd be good. Let's hire you. So here we are, Glenn. You're a man who could see the future. Before we get into the book, can you just tell me
spot talent?
Yeah, you're a phenomenal talent spotter. But tell me about what you thought about the Elon Trump discussion last night. And I think that this is big, not just the conversation, but the fact that people like Elon are coming forward like this, and also that there's no longer a total stranglehold of the left over all the social media platforms.
So I think there's a couple of things. First of all, you're right about the stranglehold. However, they are doing everything they can to shut him down. I mean, it's amazing. He was the hero. I mean, he's probably done more to save the planet, if you believe in, global warming. He single-handedly have done more for the planet than anybody else. But man, once he disagreed with any of their policies, he is out. And the letter that came from the EU and the question from the Washington Post reporter at the White House, what can the White House do to stop this? It's insanity. And they are they're not going to stop. I'm telling you, Buck, if we don't win the White House, I don't think we have a future talking to the American people, because things are going to change, and they're going to change rapidly. I thought his endorsement at the end, I'm one of the few, I guess, that listened to all of it. I thought his endorsement was incredible. And when he talked about standing in line for 6 hours to shake Barack Obama's hand, and he's like, I'm not a conservative. Most people would say I'm middle of the road, but I lean left. But this is too important. It is the end of the road. And I hope people hear that, because it is terrifying. Some of the stuff that is coming down right now, it is really spooky. You were just talking about, how we're just supposed to pretend that Kamala is okay. Look at the propaganda that is going on right now, and it is throughout the entire Western world. There's no place to run. There's no place to go if we lose it here. And this
Glenn,
election,
you mentioned
I think,
this
is going to decide that.
I totally agree. You mentioned this. We actually have the soundbite, haven't played it yet. So I just wanted to let you react to this. Glenn mentioned in the White House press corps asking the White House press secretary, a Washington Post journalist, like, hey, can you guys shut down that Elon X thing? We're not making this up, folks. This is cut 4. Play it.
Elon Musk is slated to interview Donald Trump tonight on X. I don't know if the president is going to tune in. Feel free to say if he is or not. But I think that misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue. It's a America issue. What role does the White House or the president have in sort of stopping that, or stopping the spread of that, or sort of intervening in that? Some of that was about campaign misinformation, but
okay, let's stop right there, Glenn. It's jaw dropping, but I want your reaction to this. The first thing that I think about is, well, yeah, but this is what the Biden administration does. So him asking the question isn't as crazy as it seems, because they got away with it the last time.
No, I got to tell you, we are the ones out of step now in America. We believe in the First Amendment for everybody. I've never wanted to shut any voice down. Even Louis Farrakhan, who I think is despicable, he has a right to say it. He has a right to be there. You cannot have a free society if you're not allowed to hear other opinions. And I mean, if you don't think that they won't try to kill these people that they disagree with, look at what they're doing. Look at what Europe did yesterday. They sent Elon Musk a threatening letter saying, you better watch yourself tonight with Donald Trump. I've never seen this before. This is 1984 V for Vendetta kind of stuff. And it's coming fast. We no longer have we no longer have sovereignty in our countries. They're all moving exactly the same way. The press all over the world is acting the same way. This is a new global mission. And the reason why they're going after Donald Trump and Elon Musk so hard is they are standing in the way of us, and they just want us to do what they tell us to do. And if Donald Trump gets in, it's over for them because he knows now what's going on. He knows. I mean, Buck, I'm approaching my 50th year in broadcast. I've seen a lot. I've never seen this. And it is becoming frightening.
I've never felt like I would fear for the future of the country, and not in like a lib hysterical way. I'm not going to start shrieking at the sky like a lunatic, but to be legitimately concerned about what the country has become. I've always felt like we can rebound. There's another, we've got another bite at the apple, another chance to set things right. But Glenn,
Sure.
I really do feel like if they can make Kamala Harris president with a 90-day sham process of just picking her and lying about her and changing her whole record, they can make anybody president. So really, what's the point anymore? I don't know. I start to get very negative feeling about it. So that's why I'm like, well, Trump has to win.
I will tell you that everyone has to go out to the polls and vote. I mean, this is this is imperative. This is it. I really believe, Buck, that this is the last election under a constitutional America that we understand. If they win, it's going to change and change forever. And it's true. You lose it here. Where are you going to run? Look at what's happening in Europe. Without a United States, we are a different world. And I mean, the way they're throwing people in jail in England is astounding. I mean, we've always kind of understood that we had freedom of speech and we had the First Amendment, and so it set us apart. But you could say things in Canada, you could say things in England, not anymore. And the fact that England would say yesterday that it doesn't matter where you're originating your misinformation. If you are found being a purveyor of misinformation, no matter where you are on earth, they will put you in jail. That's a quote from the officials in England. What?
Can I tell you something scary, Glenn? And I was just talking to friends about this. I do not, say what you will about China and Russia, and I say a lot. There's a lot of bad stuff going on. They will not hand over one of their nationals to another country. They just won't do it, right? You can say, "Oh, I want that. This Chinese guy stole, espionage stuff from us." The Chinese will not hand him over. I would not trust a Kamala Harris administration to stand for the First Amendment and refuse an extradition request from Great Britain over this stuff. Yeah. I would not trust them.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would turn you over. They'd turn me over. They'd turn any American over. I mean, this is where we're at now. This is no longer. I mean, I've been talking about this stuff, Buck, for 20 years, and it's always been okay. But these things have to happen, and maybe they won't happen. We're there. We're there now. This is the moment of choosing, and you can't give up. And you can't give up on the youth. I mean, the ones that are coming up are more conservative than their parents. It's not a mystery why girls and boys who are growing up now, the teens, why the boys are conservative and the girls are not. Girls naturally, let's be really crazy and recognize that men and women are different. Girls and women naturally go with their feelings, and they're to mother, and they're to heal and protect. Boys and men naturally see problems over the horizon, and they stand up and their protective mode comes out. So when you're looking at the difference between male and females, especially with the youth, they're doing what they're what they're built to do, mother and defend. And the boys are seeing the horizon and seeing what's coming at them, and that's why they're more conservative than the girls. It's
Tell me a little bit.
it's
Tell me a
it's
little
the
bit,
way
Glenn.
we're
Speaking about
built.
the youth. This young adult fiction. This is your first one, Chasing Embers, which has just been published. I feel like I know you well enough to know that you tackle some real stuff in here.
Yeah, it is. It's not political. It's a dystopian future. It is where we will be in 50 years, maybe not even that long, if we continue to go down this road. If things don't change, they are erasing history in real time. You know, it's one thing to say that they're doing propaganda and they can change, Kamala Harris and everything that she is and has done. Let's be clear. This is 1984 and the memory hole. They are changing history in real time, and nobody knows what the truth is anymore. Well, that's what this book is about. Is the truth worth looking for? It's a dystopian tale where the 15-minute cities have happened, and everybody lives in these dystopian kind of communities. And the rebels are the ones who don't accept the history and don't accept this way of life. And all they're trying to do is just, you find out through the book, they're just trying to put a library together. But books have been banned, knowledge has been squashed, everything has been erased. And these kids are having to make a choice. Do I go with the system, or do I actually pursue the truth, which could get me killed and all my family killed? And is it worth it? And there's all kinds of rabbit holes and Easter eggs in the book, hoping that we tell true history that they're trying to piece together, and hopefully. These teens, we've written it in such a way that they will be interested and want to go find out more about history, real history, and courage, and standing up for what you believe and what the truth actually means. But it's a really great story.
Great book to get for the young adult in your life, for all of you. Chasing Embers by Glenn Beck, out now. Get yourself a copy. Glenn, thanks for all you do. And also, yeah, thanks for putting me in the game, Coach. Always remember it, always appreciate it.
Yeah, you're great. Thanks so much, Buck.
Thanks,
God
Glenn.
bless.
Yeah, look, I see it a lot the same way Glenn does. Listen, I don't know what happens if we can't lose this election. I was upset about 2020, and I don't know what to tell people. I don't know what to tell my own family if Kamala Harris becomes president. Trump's going to win. Trump's going to win. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Look, football is in the air. I'm going to go see a game next month. I'm going to go see my beloved Alabama play against my beloved Wisconsin. Roll Tide and Badger. Clay's going to inform me about more of these teams. But football's in the air. Preseason football is happening every week now. And even college football, like I was just saying, that's going on. As someone mentioned to me, Georgia Tech and Florida State are playing in Dublin, Ireland, of all places. I was going to try to do an Irish accent, but I always do a bad Scottish accent, so I won't. But if you haven't downloaded the Prize Picks app yet, do it this week ahead of the football season. Prize Picks continues to be America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members. It's the most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. On Prize Picks, you just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Prize Picks is all about the players, not the teams. And it's about how well the players do in a given game or an upcoming season. So it's available in more than 30 states now across the country. Prize Picks is now also in California, Texas, and Georgia. Download the app today. Use my name, Buck, for a first deposit match up to $100. Where else is someone going to extend up to $100 to match your own? Code Buck when you download the Prize Picks app. First deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.